Ladies and gents, welcome to All Things Covered once again with Patrick Peterson and Bryant McFadden. Man, we got a special show for all you football lovers out there, for your Cowboy fans, for your Bronco fans. If you're a fan of just sacking the quarterback, this is the show for you. First round pick in the 2005 draft, Cowboys all-time sack leader with 117, Super Bowl champion with the Denver Broncos, most recently a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist. That is big time news as well. And he's joining us on behalf of Sleep Number. We will tap into what he's doing with Sleep Number in just a few moments. But before we do, D Ware, is it okay that I give you your flowers? Is that okay? Is that appropriate?
Listen, if it's the flowers, but one thing you know that I'm looking for is I see those trophies back there is that yellow jacket. Now, if you can come knock on my door,
okay,
for the Super Bowl and say, D Ware, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Dude.
Well, I'll say this. Dude. I don't know if I have the capabilities of doing that, but what I do have the capabilities of doing is showcasing why you deserve that knock sooner than later. And with that being said, 138 and a half sacks in your career in the regular season. But we must add, you had 7.5 in important playoff games, which totals 146 sacks in your career. With all of that being said, were there any quarterbacks that you didn't get a chance to sack that you were hoping to get your hands on throughout your professional career?
You know what? I remember when Patrick Mahomes came in and I was out that game. And Vaughn went into the game and I said, listen, bro, like you're going to have to, you got to get Patrick. And it was one sack in the game to where Vaughn almost had him. He switched the ball and threw it with his left hand down the field. And Vaughn came back to the sideline and said, bro, he's different. And him coming back telling me that story, that was one of the quarterbacks I always wanted to try to get after. But, I was at the tail end of my career and Vaughn got him, but I didn't ever get to sack him. So, and I can tell you this much, Vaughn at that time was dead on because as we all see now, yes, he's different. Yeah. He's different. Yeah. Man, here on our show, we love breaking down the technical side of things in regards to educating our listeners, our viewers, what it takes to be an outstanding athlete on the football field. So you have to break down this epic fake spin move. I know you remember the fake spin move you put on Joe Staley to get to Colin Kaepernick back in 2014. How did you think of that move? Did you think of it pre-snap alignment? Was something that you kind of thought about when you had your hand in the dirt, standing up, getting ready to rush? Where did that move come from? I always go into the game and say what kind of chess match I can play with the tackles. And always going to give them speed. You're going to give them a little bit of power. And I say, shake it up a little bit and try the spin move. So I tried the spin move in the first quarter, and I remember spinning, and I'm like, how is this guy still in front of me? And it's weird because if I spin, the guys usually grab my back and hold me down. Third time I did it, and I turned around and looked, and he was actually spinning with me. I've never seen a tackle do this before. When I spun, he spun. You do not put your back to a defender. And I said, you know what? Maybe if I have spin, I can see him. And, while he's spinning, now I can just rush back up the field. So I think it was like the third or fourth quarter. I said, let me just try it out. It was like 3rd and 8 or something. Colin Kaepernick, he was back there in the shotgun. They had, the back to the left. So I knew I wasn't getting chipped. So I ain't got to worry about it. I ran to the field and I spun and I looked back and he was spinning. So I just turned back around. And I'm like, oh my God, it worked. And so I went up the field, got the sack. But it was one of them things where he came to me the next play and said, D Ware, you got me. I said, you're the only tackle who would spin with me at the same time. Like usually a tackle, leave the defender in front of you, but he spun around. So it was one of the remarkable things, but that's what made him great too. Staley was a great left tackle. So
no question. Yeah, it wasn't like that move worked on a slouch. You talk about Joe Staley, one of the most respected tackles in his time. So no question, outstanding move for you. And being an elite pass rusher, as we watch the game of football today, there are quite a few elite pass rushers. If you had to rank your top 5 pass rushers currently in the NFL, who would make your top 5?
When Von Miller was healthy, that's my dude.
Yep.
Then I feel like I'm in there with Bosa. Like Bosa don't start it. He has everything.
Which Bosa?
San Francisco.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Right. And number 3, I would probably that's hard because you got Micah. Micah came on the team. So he's at that good right outside linebacker. Number 4, I got to stick with the interior. I still got to stay with Donald, right? Aaron Donald. He have all the numbers and everything, but I got to stick with Aaron Donald. Then on the outside, I got to say just a big defensive end. I would say Cleveland.
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. I would say Myles Garrett, number 5.
So you have Vaughn.
Yep.
Bosa.
Yep.
Parsons. No, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, Parsons.
3. No, Parsons.
Either one. Third.
Yeah, either one. They're interchangeable. Parsons, Donald, and Myles Garrett.
And Myles Garrett.
Who's right there on the outside?
Who's right there on the outside? I mean, I could add TJ Watt.
TJ, yeah.
Like I could add TJ Watt in there all day at number 3 or 4. You see what I'm saying? But those are the guys that I know because those are my dudes that I mentor. So I got to give them the props.
Oh, question. No question.
So, but TJ, he's in there for sure.
No question. Well said. Well said. Now let's go ahead and transition to the most important thing that we all should do, which is rest easy, sleep easy, feel comfortable, relax, being at your best. You have to get proper rest. With that being said, players need to be at their peak performance in the postseason. How vital can sleep be to unlocking your big performances? And how can sleep number play a role in that, D. Ware?
I mean, right now, when you got a company like Sleep Number, being able to partner with them, they partner with the NFL, but they are a company that uses technology in your bed to make sure that you have the best that's adaptive, more that's innovative, but also it's game changing. We want to use that word of game changing. I've had 4 back surgeries. I sleep on that bed. I don't have back problems anymore. Right? And as a player, if you get an opportunity to get good sleep, you know you're waking up with a non-clouded mind. You're waking up with really no aches.
No question.
And how would you play on the field now? Not having to worry about that, because usually you're sleeping and you're thinking about the plays, you're thinking about everything that can happen. But if you get that restful sleep, that's all that matters. And that's what these guys are going in with the playoffs right now. They got to be able to get some good sleep.
No question.
80% of players, just like you said, are sleep number advocates.
That's
when
big.
You have the best information to give to the people, you have the best product.
No question.
So that's why we're here right now. So you know how sleep is. I see you got those Super Bowl, trophies back there. So
yes, sir.
You know about sleep.
No
that's
question.
Like the most important thing. You are how you sleep, not how you eat.
Hey, and with that being said, Sleep Number, I am a former player and I do have a few aches that I deal with every now and then. So if y'all want to hook a brother up, I would not deny that opportunity. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And with Sleep Number being the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL, as D. Ware stated, currently 80% of the active players on rosters benefit from the improved sleep performance on Sleep Number in smart beds. And while D. Ware might not be active in the NFL anymore, many of the things that he's done to work to improve his performances, energy, recovery, remain the same, including his sleep. So shouts out to Sleep Number doing big time things with the NFL, the partnership, and in totality, just changing the course of how people sleep. And like I said, I'm a former player. So if you want to, hook a brother up, I'm okay with that. Before I let you go, no question, I got to talk about the boys, right? I got to ask you about the boys, the Cowboys. We know from Twitter last week that the Cowboys stressed you out against the Commanders. Do you expect that stress to continue versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round this Monday night? And keep it honest with me.
Learn from your mistakes. Played him the first game. You played that guy.
Yep.
And so you have...
And you know that guy very, very well, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It took me 10 years. You heard what I just said? 10 years to beat him. And that's probably about, at least 10 games that I played against him and I didn't get to beat him. So it took 10 times. But you have this one time to go down there in Tampa to beat him. And that will be a hard challenge, knowing that Brady is Mr. Playoffs. Oh. You know that when any playoff game is nothing with the regular season, the OTAs, training camp, mini camp, that's nothing. But when you say playoffs, everybody gets a new rebirth.
No question.
And Brady's going to get that. So I'm a little leery right now.
Yeah.
With Cowboys going down and it's been a home game, but they can pull it off if they run the football and get pressure on Brady.
So let me ask you this question, hypothetically speaking, and knowing your love for the organization and Jerry Jones, right? If the Cowboys lose in the first round, because I think it's safe to say we all would agree the Cowboys have the more talented team in this matchup against Tampa. If they lose to Tom Brady and the Bucs, would you consider entertaining the thoughts of bringing in a new coach and maybe cutting ties with Mike McCarthy?
I would say no. I would keep Mike McCarthy because he came in during COVID and sort of gave him a little year. I know that the guys wasn't feeling him at first. And now each year, the guys are starting to come together. I see the defense coming together. The team is coming together. Yes, there are some changes that need to be made. I don't know exactly what all of them are, but I would actually keep them there because now we got that it factor. And that it factor is the players trusting their coach. They trust the coach right now. And if you get rid of, the guy that they trust, a new dude coming in here with a new philosophy, you starting on back over again.
Even if that new dude was Sean Payton?
Wait a minute. That's different. He's been here before. That's an offensive-minded guy. I know he knows how to win. So that's a whole different conversation. But now you got me teetering towards a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
I'm leaning a little bit more towards Sean Payton. But
you're not wrong.
It's my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, man. One question everybody's on everybody's mind in regards to your quarterback. Can Dak be the guy to break the Cowboys' playoff curse and make a deep run in the postseason? Based on what we've seen some highs and some lows. But do you believe he can be the guy to help lead this team, the Cowboys, to a significant run in the postseason?
Dak can do it. Dak can lead them into the postseason if Dak just be Dak and stop trying to be more than Dak. Like Dak puts everything on his back. He starts trying to run. He starts trying to, make big plays in little tight situations. But if he hands that ball off and do what he needs to do, see, play action, and every once in a while slide for 9, that's all you need.
No question. No question.
Control the game.
Well said. Well said.
Playoffs.
Last question for you, and before we let you go, for you personally, how sweet would it be to get that Hall of Fame call the same week the Cowboys play in the Super Bowl? Yeah. Your franchise who drafted you in 05.
My franchise who drafted me in 05, making the Super Bowl, and I put that yellow jacket on at the Super Bowl. That would be a dream come true. That would be one of the things where that would be a night to where, I hate to say this sleep number, but I would not get any sleep. I would be in a sleep number bed. We would put it in the hotel that night. But I wouldn't be in the bed at the time. We would be celebrating, all of us together, NFL, sleep number, Cowboys, enjoying that. And that'll be a dream come true. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Well, we know one thing. We know what you have to do in regards to making that become a reality. You've already done it. Now we got to wait and see what happens with the Cowboys. Man, thank you once again for joining me here. All Things Covered. Patrick Peterson and Bryant McFadden, one of the best to ever do it in his time. First round draft pick in the 2005 draft. Cowboys all-time great, all-time sack leader, by the way, Super Bowl champion with the Denver Broncos. Most recently, as I mentioned earlier, a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist, and shouts out to Sleep Number as well. He's doing a great job representing Sleep Number. And Sleep Number, they're doing a great job in representing current NFL players and retired players as well. So D Ware, man, keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully there's not a lot of stress involved in this Monday night game with the Buccaneers for your Cowboys, because if there's a lot of stress, you better just lay in that Sleep Number bed you got. And that
I will get good sleep. That's for sure.
And just lay out. But once again, man, thank you for joining me, man. Stay safe and best of luck to you and your organization.
All right. Happy New Year, man. Peace.
Happy New Year. Yes, sir.